In today's video, I want to go over the huge news about PlayStation skipping E3 in 2019. That's the first time Sony and PlayStation are not showing up to E3 in 24 years. The entire history of E3. I also want to talk about how this relates to the announcement of the PlayStation 5. Yes, we've been talking a lot about that, and somebody on Reddit has insight on when we might see the PlayStation 5 officially announced and when we could see a major release and the console released. I want to go over all of that. On top of that, the PlayStation Store has also started its Black Friday 2018 sale. I want to take a quick look at that. We'll be uploading videos taking a look at it more in depth. However, I do want to give you guys a quick rundown. On top of that, there are great deals available on PlayStation Plus 12-month subscriptions as well as a 12-month subscription on PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now has been getting a little bit of steam, so I thought now would be a great time to check out the service, especially with the ability to download all of the PS4 games as a part of the service. And then speaking of deals, I'll be rounding out the video by taking a look at a great deal on Call of Duty Black Ops 4 that Amazon has. More on that at the end of this video. First, let's talk about PlayStation skipping E3 for the first time in the show's 24-year history. Yes, this has been confirmed. And here's an official statement by Sony, and it was sent out to Variety. Quote, "As the industry evolves, Sony Interactive Entertainment continues to look for inventive opportunities to engage the community. PlayStation fans mean the world to us, and we always want to innovate, think differently, and experiment with new ways to delight gamers. As a result, we have decided not to participate in E3 in 2019. We are exploring new and familiar ways to engage our community in 2019 and can't wait to share our plans with you." Again, this is the first time that PlayStation will not be a part of E3 in the show's 24-year of existence. We've kind of seen PlayStation try new things, and when they decide to promote their games, this year's E3 conference was very different than your typical Sony E3 conference. I thought it was pretty good. They decided to focus on 4 major PlayStation 4 games, but there weren't a ton of new announcements. I had always speculated that this was because a PlayStation 5 is in the works, and a lot of the studios PlayStation has under their umbrella are probably working on PS5 games that they're not ready to show out. Now, what does this mean for the revelation of the PlayStation 5? Well, a user over on Reddit, Ruthenic Cookie, actually posted something about a PlayStation 5 announcement, and this was actually the same user that put out the news about Sony not showing up at E3 2019 hours before the official confirmation. Quote, "PlayStation experience is returning. Most devs already have dev kits for PlayStation 5. Spoiler, it's a monster. Sony prepping hard for PS5, and one of the reasons for no E3 next year because they blew all their load this year and got nothing new to show next year. They want to show new stuff at PSX." I think this makes a ton of sense. I've already said the PlayStation 4 lineup for 2019 is already established. We've got Days Gone, we've got The Last of Us Part 2, probably Ghost of Tsushima. The 2019 lineup is there. Why focus on that anymore? You can show little bits of gameplay here and there, but to have an official E3 conference surrounding that, I don't think that makes a lot of sense. That to me means that Sony wants to once again hold their own conference to announce their new console. That's what they did with the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 was not announced at an E3 conference. Rather, Sony held their own little event and announced the PlayStation 4 there. We had the formal reveal at that year's E3 with the console being shown off, we got pricing and things of that sort, but if Sony wants to hold their own event in, say, mid-2019 and then have the official reveal at their own event of PlayStation Experience, I think that makes a lot of sense, where all of the attention is on you. That would make PlayStation Experience a big event. They skipped out on PSX this year. Maybe Sony would rather make PSX that big showcase where they do reveal all of their games and have all of that influx of news instead of doing the typical E3 route, because we know that Microsoft is going to be there, we know that Nintendo is going to be there, and we know that all of these other third-party publishers are going to be there. A lot of these announcements do get lost in the shuffle, and I think it makes a lot of sense for Sony to hold their own event from a business standpoint where they can control the narrative. Again, reports are that the majority of developers already have dev kits for the PS5, and it looks to be a monster of a console. Could this be a console that runs games at 4K and 60 frames per second? Maybe that's too big of a hope, but you would have to imagine that it would be a sizable step up from the Xbox One X, and the Xbox One X is already a very powerful console, running a lot of games at 4K 30 FPS, so 4K 60 might not be something that's too far away. Again, I think it's going to be a disappointment to a lot of people that Sony is skipping out on E3, especially because Sony has been synonymous with great E3 conferences. I don't remember the last time Sony really let the majority of gamers down with E3. Sure, there have been lackluster shows here and there, but there have always been pretty good announcements, so them not being at E3, at the surface, it does look to be a little bit disappointing, but if you dig a little bit deeper, we already know the 2019 lineup for the PS4. The PS5 is something that Sony is definitely working on. I've read a lot of comments of a lot of you guys being disappointed about the fact that maybe you just picked picked up a PS4 Pro, you don't want a PS5 anytime soon, but think about this. It's already been 5 years since the release of the PlayStation 4, and 6 to 7 years is really that cap off for a console generation. The PlayStation 3, at that 7-year mark, really overstayed its welcome. People wanted a PlayStation 4 earlier than it was released. The anticipation is gonna be there, especially if you have a roster of top-tier exclusives to accompany it at launch. I could see a Guerrilla Games title. Could see Naughty Dog working on something else alongside Last of Us Part 2 that is a PS5 game. Again, that's all speculation on my part, but we should see more rumors coming out in the coming months. Moving on from that, the PlayStation Store's highly anticipated Black Friday sale has officially kicked off. We uploaded a video a little earlier looking at 10 of the best deals on new 2018 game releases, and there are a lot of great deals, including deals on Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Dragon Quest XI, Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition, Nier Automata. Persona 5 is at a brand new low of $19.99. It's finally getting a little bit cheaper. That is great. Prey is discounted. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is at $30. That's an awesome deal. Watch Dogs 2, Wolfenstein, Yakuza Kiwami 2, a lot of great deals as a part of that. I'm not going to be going over all of the game deals because we'll cover that. Check out that other video if you are interested. However, what I noticed is that the PlayStation Plus 12-month membership is down to $39.99. That is awesome because that means you're paying $3 and change a month for your PlayStation Plus subscription. Now is the time to pick up your Plus subscription. If for whatever reason you're paying $59.99 a year, or God forbid you're one of those people paying $9.99 a month, cut that out. You should be paying $40 a year. You should resubscribe every Black Friday because every Black Friday they've got PlayStation Plus discounted, and now is a great time to pick it up. Not only that, Sony has also put PlayStation Now 12-month subscription on sale. If you don't know, PlayStation Now is PlayStation's competitor to Xbox's Game Pass. Typically it's $20 a month, so it's much more expensive than Game Pass. However, it does have north of 650 games, and it includes PlayStation 4 games, PlayStation 3 games, and PS2 on PS4 games. The PlayStation 2 games are also downloadable. However, the PS3 games, of course, are only there to be streamed. There's a gigantic catalog of games, and again, it typically goes for $20 a month, or they have a subscription option where it's 3 months for $45 or a year for $100. But right now, they have a discounted 20%, so you can get a year for just $80. That's a great buy because that comes out to well under $10 a month, and under $10 a month, I would say that's a great buy with PlayStation Now. There's a lot of great PlayStation 3 exclusives on there. The PlayStation 4 library is quickly growing, but the real quality does come from the PS3 library in my eyes, so hopefully you have decent internet and you can stream those games. If you're on wireless connection, chances are you're not going to be able to stream the games all too well. Personally speaking, I do have Ethernet connection with my PS4, and I was able to stream games like Infamous no problem. It was very, very playable. And if you do like what you see as a part of the PS4 library, I believe they do have over 150 games on that, and all of those games are downloadable, so to get access for all of those under $10 a month, that's pretty good. Again, that's available as a part of the Black Friday sale. A year subscription for $80, you can get that directly off the PlayStation Store, or Amazon has it as well. So if you would prefer that, we'll leave a link in the description box below. Lastly, speaking of Amazon, while Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is being discounted on the PlayStation Store right now, it's $48 on the PlayStation Store. However, you can get a physical copy on Amazon right now for $39.99. I was really not expecting Call of Duty Black Ops 4 to go on sale. Typically, the Call of Duty games do hold up in value and they don't go on sale during the holiday period. However, with Black Ops 4, it's down to $40. If you've been on the fence for whatever reason, 33% off on the game is quite good. Black Ops 4 was pretty well received, so check it out. We'll leave a link to that in the description box as well. And that's gonna conclude this video. What do you think about all of this news with Sony not appearing at E3 2019? What does this mean for the possible announcement of a PlayStation 5? It looks like an announcement might come mid-2019 and then a major reveal at PSX of 2019. Remember, PSX usually does close out the year, so that major reveal would happen towards the end of 2019, and then I'd imagine it would set up a 2020 release. Who knows if it would be holiday or they'd bring it out early 2020. Again, the PlayStation Store has kicked off its Black Friday sale. We'll be covering that in depth. However, some things you do need to note: PlayStation Plus 12-month subscription, $40. PlayStation Now 12-month subscription is $80. Those are both really good deals, and if you have any interest in Black Ops 4, it's $40 on Amazon right now, so that's something to check out as well. And that's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.